Gobble, gobble. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Welcome back to Sin City Crypto. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. And today, like every single weekday, we're coming at you live from our studio in Las Vegas, Nevada. On today's show, Richard Hart is on the run as the SEC tries to serve him, but apparently he's living in Finland now. Is Hex? Is Hex a good coin to maybe get into? We'll discuss that. Probably not. Bitcoin records record inflows for the year of 2023. Is the spot ETF around the corner? We'll discuss that. We have so much to talk about today, and I'm going to be talking about it with my and your co-host, Big Rob.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take old, boring, and stale information and package that thing up in a fun and sexy way. Bitcoin's right where it was when we left off last week.
Man, so does
Thought I was gonna come out from that turkey coma and wake up to a 40K Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's in a coma. It's going downhill.
Okay.
You know what's not going downhill? It's our channel sponsor, Cam's Blue Wire Technology. Today's crystal clear 4K stream is brought to you by our longest tenure channel sponsor. Big shout out to them. If you run a business, you want to maximize your networking, IT, and cybersecurity, you're going to want to visit bluewiretech.com or pick up the phone and call them. There is a link in the description of this video. Now, speaking of videos, last week there was a day we didn't do the funny videos, and, I regret that. So today,
we had a break.
I got some good ones.
It was good for us. We had a break.
So this is a live news feed from Italy on Thanksgiving dinner.
Course. Of course, that's the bit for me.
Rocco, is this something that is popular in Venice or Rome? Some guy walks around. Red or white?
Red wine? Yeah, definitely. I'll take some.
That's literally what he's doing. Then we have this. This is from PETA.
Yes,
We're lucky turkeys would never do this to us. You don't have to do it to them. Well, here's a turkey with a human being in the middle.
Still waiting for the laugh.
The cheese I spilled in the bottom of my oven watching me bake more stuff instead of cleaning it out.
That's fun. For people
Here's
that
the
use
thing:
the
if
oven.
you just leave it in there long enough, it'll stop smoking. It might take 4 or 5 cycles of the using the oven, but
the broiler.
at some point, it'll stop smoking.
That's funny. This one is fun.
Yoga Master and Jaeger. And then the new Binance CEO trying to pump BNB. Now that the dust has kind of settled, Rob, so CZ could potentially be facing up to 10 years in prison. He was out on bail, $170 million bond that was paid. And it seems like that Binance cloud of, oh my God, they're going to take Binance down. Is it pretty safe to say that cloud has been lifted, or do you think potentially something worse can happen? We did see volume on Binance drop significantly over the last 4 or 5 days. You still believe Binance is going to be the number one? They just got leapfrogged by the CME on Bitcoin futures open interest, right? Like I mentioned, volume is significantly down. People are pulling it off exchanges. Maybe we should revisit what we talked about last week. After everything that's happened over the weekend, what you know now, you still believe Binance is going to be number one going into the next bull market?
Yes and no. I think they'll be the number one crypto exchange. I think they'll still stay there in the basket of what we call crypto exchanges, right? The Coinbases, the Krakens, the KuCoin, Binance, the crypto exchanges we're used to. They're going to be at the top. They're going to be at the forefront. They're going to be at the top. The pressure that's coming down is from the U.S. Most of their accounts, most of their volume, pretty much all of their operations, who Binance is, essentially is overseas, not here in the States. And that's where they're number one at anyways. And that's why they're number one, is because they have all of those accounts and all of those clients in Asia and less in Europe now, but abroad. Now, with that said, there's a new sheriff in town. It's the ETFs, and it's going to be Wall Street. I think that's going to be the go-to exchange. That's going to be where people are going to buy and sell crypto. I think that you're going to also have traditional asset managers coming in as well, offering Bitcoin and crypto services. I can see a situation where, hey, BlackRock, for example, will be the largest quote unquote crypto exchange. We see it right now with the GBTC Trust, right? That essentially is the largest Bitcoin wallet or the largest active Bitcoin wallet. And I think we're going to see more of that. And so people's go-to exchange, I don't think is going to be the traditional crypto one. I think it's going to be more big institutional names that are offering crypto services. So what do you think?
I tend to agree with you. Obviously we know crypto is global, and you look at some of the other exchanges that are kind of focusing on growing overseas. Coinbase, I know BingX is a big one that's really growing in popularity. But I do want to show this. So, as I kind of mentioned, Rob, CME leapfrog Binance. So currently open interest 118,000 at the CME and 104,000. This used to be flipped the complete opposite way. Binance was in the the one teens, the 110, 115. They are about to go under 105 or under 100,000 in open interest on Bitcoin. And then as far as balance on exchanges, you can look at this last 7 days. Close to 18,000 Bitcoin has been pulled off of Binance. That is by far the largest. Binance accounts for about 85-90% of all Bitcoin that has been removed off exchanges. So we're seeing a trend here, guys. And what a lot of people are saying too is Binance, a lot of the volume was, some people want to say market manipulation. Some people want to say fake volume. Some people want to say now that their records and their books are being looked at for the next 5 years, and they're essentially got a babysitter watching over them, the exchange. So stuff they were doing, maybe transactions they were processing, money they were onboarding from certain individuals, certain accounts, that has to stop now. No trading, you're getting paid less in trading fees. I don't know. It's something to keep an eye on. Either way, I would not have any significant amount of money on Binance. Not saying they're going under, but why take that risk when you don't have to, right?
Do you think they'll get? Think they'll get passed by any of the exchanges like KuCoin or
as far as
Kraken?
what volume, trading volume?
Yeah, I mean that's essentially what I mean in the long run, right? Do you, that's
I kind of do, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to take it?
I don't know. That's the question. OKX, they're growing at a breakneck speed. I mentioned BingX, Coinbase, obviously. And who knows? Maybe a new one. Maybe one that's not even on the market yet. Maybe one that's
Binance came out of nowhere 2017.
exactly.
Only been 5 years.
Guys, 6 years old.
Yeah, 6.
6 years old. They got catapulted to number one. It could definitely happen again. Who knows? We'll see. Want to give a couple big shout outs. Redman looks like he got a little extra holiday check as he's dropped 10 gifted memberships. Also, put it on super chat that Sin City Crypto wanted to send some love your way. And thank you for giving Givers Gain a shout out. Much appreciated. This is the best show in crypto. We love you, Redman. Appreciate you, brother. We're excited to have you in studio tomorrow. Redman will be joining us in studio. Hang out with us.
Oh, cool. And then also big shout out to any of you that are new here. If you are new, say hello so we can drop a whole lot back at you. We have Tornado T-Tube, Jason Caffrey, Andrea, HBC Maker, Eric JT, Tony C. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Yeah, welcome to Money on the Sidelines. So this tweet from Charlie Bolello. Total assets in money market funds have hit a record $5.73 trillion, increasing by $1 trillion since the start of the year. Guys, the analogy here is in the crypto markets, this is like having $5.7 trillion in stable coins versus actively in the markets. Same thing. This is like having $5.7 trillion sitting on the sidelines instead of being invested in stocks, bonds, treasuries, whatever. Robin, when the people finally see more upside in risk assets, including crypto, versus earning 4 or 5%, keeping it in a safer allocation. Do you think, if we were to speculate, right? Do you think majority, some, more? How much
It's
of
all
this
about it's all
5.7?
about perceived risk in the market. And so the reason that you put money on the sidelines is because you're exiting riskier plays, or you're exiting the market because you're feeling that the bear market's coming, right? And that we see it in Bitcoin's a good example here, right? You know that, hey, if you have a feeling that Bitcoin is right now at 50,000 and you think it's going to downturn to 30,000 because it was overbought, then you exit the market and you wait for the dust to settle. And then when you feel confident the market is reversed, you're not going to go any further down, you get back in the market. Now, this goes against the hodl mentality, but I'm just giving an example of how smart money a lot of the time moves around with the ebbs and flows of the market. And at the same time, you have the same thing happening in traditional markets. And so you see the S&P 500. You'll see money leave there. You'll see money leave index funds, riskier stocks. They go on the sidelines. Once the recessionary fears are over, then all of a sudden, boom, we can get back in. The money flows back into the markets. And this is essentially what it is. It's the money is sitting there on the sidelines. And the question is, are investors feeling more confident in the market that we are done with the recession? Because there's two ongoing narratives. I see it all the time. The ongoing narratives are we going to go into a deeper recession, or are we going to go into a bull market, or at least are we done with the lows of 2022? What do you think on the macro markets, on traditional finance? You think we're past the recession?
Record sales. Also, new record. I'll answer your question in a second. Andrea's first ever super chat. And we hold the honor of being the first ever channel to get super chatted. $50. Great work, guys.
You popped a cherry with a $50. Okay.
Damn. Andrea, so she sends me a bunch of emails and DMs, content, videos. Her research is on the money. And so big thank you for the support. What was your question?
Are we going to go in a
I
recession?
saw money. I was like, what?
Are we going to go in a recession?
So we just had record online sales ever for Black Friday, 9 billion, right?
I bought a shirt and jeans. That's it.
Okay. Well, a lot of people bought a lot more than that. So consumers are still spending. The government is still spending, which means the GDP numbers are going to be good, 3-4%. But we know the likes of Warren Buffett, some of the biggest capital investment firms and hedge funds have a lot of cash on the sidelines. We saw Michael Burry have to exit his short positions, and I forget the specific sector he was shorting an entire sector. But that's a very tough question because all the statistics and numbers say we're not in a recession. Consumer spending is still high. The unemployment rate is still low, and GDP numbers are going to look good because of all the aforementioned reasons. But are people still going to look and say, I don't know. The only thing is, if I can earn 4 or 5% in a money market, now I'm definitely beating inflation because inflation is down to 3%. What reason would I have to take unnecessary risk by putting in the stock market for an extra 2-3%, as the S&P typically historically does about 7-8% yearly average return? So it's very interesting. It's an interesting spot that we're in. I'm curious to see going into next year what the Fed does, because if the Fed decides to just start cutting rates, I think that's going to be very bad. I think it needs to be a balanced approach. So I think it's too early for me, at least, to speculate on it. But what I do know is a spot ETF is coming and the halving is here, right? The halving is 3-4 months away. We know Bitcoin is going to pump. Stock market, who knows? Also, guys, we are live officially on Twitter, Rumble, and Twitch. So there's absolutely no reason that you should not be watching our channel. So big thank you. If you're in any of those other 3 mediums, please say hello. We'll make sure to include you in our shout outs. Other piece of big news. As Circle continues to grow and expand overseas as they are going to Japan, Circle and SBI Holdings began partnerships combining USDC distribution, banking, and Web3 tech proliferation for the Japanese market. Now, SBI's been around since 1999. They were originally founded as SoftBank, and then they separated from SoftBank in 2006. Have about 500 million in operating or 500 billion in operating income. So not the biggest, but it's still big. We know Japan is the third largest economy in the world. And we know the Asian markets are pretty receptive to crypto and Web3. Rob, what are your thoughts on this partnership? And do you think Circle has a real chance of dethroning Tether, even though we've seen their market cap go the complete opposite way?
It's interesting because Tether is the go-to dollar stablecoin in the Asian markets. I know that the financial markets are integrated with the U.S. pretty well, and with Japan. But outside of Japan, it's Tether over there. But Japan has very stringent crypto regulation, right? Or they don't freely allow altcoins to trade. They're a lot more tighter on.
Let me remind you, when FTX collapsed, the only subsidy that was fined was FTX Japan.
Yeah,
leave it at that.
So they have a little bit more stringent regulation and approval for trading, things of that nature. And to see Circle in there, it's positive for Circle. At the end of the day, it's not going to change much. It's not like when Coinbase started integrating Circle and USDC into their platform. All of a sudden, they became more popular. Right? A stable coin is a stable coin, whether you use Tether or Circle, it doesn't really matter. It's good for Circle. I think it says something about Circle and their company. They're broadening. I'm just curious, man. I wonder if Tether is gonna fall off that throne. But they've been up there for a while now. They're the go-to stable coin.
You know, a lot of people say Tether had some shady past, but looks like we're past the point of being able to use that to bring them down, as they've gotten rid of the commercial paper. Apparently, they're doing things the right way now. And they've got a massive market cap approaching $90 billion. Let me just double check real quick. Tether,
while you're doing
88.8 billion.
Okay, while you're doing that,
I'm done.
Where the likes at?
I'm done, dude.
Where the likes at? Got 70 likes, 175 viewers. That means we got like a 40% like ratio.
Guys,
that's not cool. Do us a favor. Be cool. Hit the like button. Thank you.
But are we cool? We have a video. Speaking of cool, just kidding. He's not cool. He's actually Jay Clayton. This was from November 21st, just a short week ago. How the man has turned into a crypto advocate. Santa Claus, who was Grinch just a few short years ago, when he literally brought the Ripple lawsuit just before he stepped foot out of that SEC door. And now apparently he's...
I am very sympathetic to the entrepreneurs who wanted to reach out to the public to raise capital. And I'm very sympathetic to the retail investors who want those opportunities. A lot of what you saw in the ICO craze and what you see from crypto people is great frustration at that state of affairs. Sure. They're right to be frustrated. We should be looking at making it easier to raise capital for smaller and medium-sized companies, and making it easier for non-accredited investors or even accredited investors to participate in those opportunities.
Would love to hear about how you think about the appropriate way to regulate cryptocurrency, digital assets, which you've already touched on, and some of the trade-offs which you consider. And if you wouldn't mind also commenting on how you think that's different from the current administration and why you think they have a different perspective.
Yeah. So I think the appropriate way to regulate crypto is to recognize that it's a technology, not a product. It's a different technology for, in almost all cases, delivering a product that we already know.
Wow. That's crazy how after he stepped down from being the SEC chair, he now all of a sudden sees crypto as a different technology. Wow.
He took a lot of technology with him when he left. Pretty sure he didn't take technology. He took a product. He took a whole bunch of XRP.
No, there's a saying. It says, better late than never, but never late is better. You're late, Jay Clayton. You're freaking late. You literally destroyed the market cap and growth of the, at the time, the second largest cryptocurrency project out there, Ripple. And now you want to sit here on interviews. I don't know why they're not approving a spot ETF. Crypto should not be regulated like regular tech or regular industries because it's new tech. Where was that 3 years ago, Jay? Look at his face. Look at this face we paused on. That's the face I'm making.
Looks like he's
In
letting one out right now.
Sometimes a more
There it is.
efficient way. Look, I don't know whether it's going to be worth a little or a lot, but I am at the point where I think the market can decide. There's enough, what I would say is efficacy in trading and the like, where we can get to that point. But in terms of regulating crypto, I've sort of been, it's a technology. I think the classification issues about whether a product is a security or a commodity are overblown. I think most of those decisions.
I'm done listening to this guy. Robin, any thoughts on our friend Jay?
No, not too much to expand. I just think it's funny that he refers to crypto as a technology and not a product, but yet he took so much of the product on the way out. I mean, I'm saying that again. I just said it, but that's my big takeaway. Is exactly that, man. I mean, he was dumb. I think he sold all of his XRP now, right? Didn't he? It was
Dead McCaleb?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, I think because he was dumping on the market for years.
I believe it was every week or every month.
Yeah,
It was a big number too.
Yeah, it was a while, but I don't know. I mean, you think he still has some XRP? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
Or you think
I don't think so.
you think he just exited?
Because he went on and found XLM, Stellar Lumens.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But
If I was him though, really no reason to have it, right?
XRP?
Right? I mean,
that would be a bad look, right? That would be a really bad look if you're a founder of a competitor and you still hold shares of the other company that you're competing against.
Shares. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
The SEC is listening.
Sorry. Token allocations. Okay. Got a $10 super chat talking about Christmas.
Meme
Christmas
coin,
is
yeah.
not here yet. Okay. But thank you for the $10 either way. Every Monday, we like to show you what the big happenings in the world of macro are so you, as a trader or an investor, can make your decisions with this information in mind. So, tomorrow, a lot of data on homes, the home Schiller, the Case-Shiller, house prices month over month, year over year, and the house price index. Also, a lot of Federal Reserve presidents will be speaking this week. You have a couple tomorrow, two or three on Wednesday. And then here we have this is on the 28th, so tomorrow, the government is going to be raising money again, but they're not using GoFundMe. They're just going to be using this. So this is directly.
printer.
Yes. This is directly from the treasurydirect.gov.
How do we get a printer? Can we get one?
Yeah, but you got to make the sound first.
No.
So here we go. 52-week T-bills. They're looking to raise $44 billion. Auction dates happening over the next, from now or from tomorrow until December 4th. Another $70 billion for 42-day T-bills. 7-year notes are coming in at $39 billion. And so the government is looking to raise a total of $153 billion, Robin, over the next week.
In a week, huh?
That's what it looks like.
15% of $1 trillion in a week. Just keep in mind the giant bailout in 2008, the one that Congress almost didn't get done, that saved the entire global economy, right? It saved the U.S. economy. It stopped the banks from going. It was $1 trillion. That was a huge deal. That was like $1 trillion.
Nothing, man.
Yeah, we print that.
What's $1 trillion between a couple friends? You know?
Yeah, we do that in a month now, like on the regular.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
Just
we
imagine,
need another $1 trillion.
guys. Just imagine if the government was you. You are the government. You have an upside down balance sheet. You spend more than you bring in. You continue to borrow money. You pay them back, but at some point, you gotta people got to look at you and say, this dude is too big of a risk. There is no way he's going to be able to pay us back. That's the U.S. government, essentially.
We'll pay back. We'll just
Yeah.
print. We'll print and we'll take from our purchasing power.
We'll print to death.
Yeah. Next thing you know, gas is $12. You're like, how did I get here? Well, we just paid back Ukraine. Well, they didn't really borrow from it, but we also paid back. Well, we just borrow too much.
Anyways, we also like to show you this on Mondays, token unlocks. So Singularity Net's having about 0.75% of the total supply being unlocked. Not a big deal. The big deal here, guys, for me is going to be Optimism coming in at a unlock event of $41 million. And you can see here, guys, how it's going to be. So about 1.45. So 21 million is going to core contributors being unlocked, and $19 million is being unlocked to investors. So OP's tokenomics are not very good. They do have an inflation rate of 2.74% a year average. Taking a look here on the unlocks, you can see here since May of this year, contributors and investors have started getting tokens unlocked. So we got to assume as a core contributor, or especially as an investor, when you invest money, your job is to make money. So when these tokens get unlocked and you start getting allocations from your investment, you're going to want to realize gains, especially in a bear market. So we always assume that tokens that are being unlocked for contributors, investors, Series A, Series B, are going to be dumped on the market. And so we're going to be seeing another $20 million being unlocked over the next 2 days, 8 hours, and 30 minutes for investors and core contributors. Any thoughts on that, Robin? Pretty straightforward.
I love Optimism. I think you should. I don't.
Okay.
You already know that was facetious.
Yes, facetious.
Yeah. I just wasn't a big fan of Optimism. I didn't like their token.
Tokenomics are trash.
I didn't like their token. I didn't like how they issue the tokens, where they just airdropped it, and just not vibing with Optimism. Their tokenomics are trash. They got release coming out. Maybe it'll be ironed out. Maybe down the line it'll rebound, or I don't hold much faith in it.
I would just this is more for
The token itself. The token is where I have the hesitancy.
yes.
I like the Optimism. I like what they're providing for the market. Are they the leader in scalable?
Arbitrum's got more total value.
Doesn't? Okay.
So depending on what metric you look
But
at.
yeah, I mean, their technology, it's needed. It's being used. It has utility. I just don't see where the token fits in at. Same thing with like the Uniswap token. I understand it. Just not a big fan of it. Right.
You like it to have more utility
Yes.
than just governance.
Yes.
Fair enough. So, guys, just be careful if you are looking to trade or swing trade or day trade Optimism. Be careful because there is going to be, like I mentioned, about $43 million of tokens being unlocked, and expect those to be dumped in the market. Also, some of the biggest happenings in the top 100 tokens. There's a few things to go over here, my friends. First, we have Phantom is doing a testnet upgrade that'll be going live. This is from the Phantom Foundation. The Sonic closed testnet is under construction as we reshift its focus to handle only swap transactions, allowing us to exceed 2,000 TPS. And then today at 1300 UTC, the testnet will reopen, and you'll be able to observe Sonic's full potential in handling ERC20 swaps. Robin, real quick, Phantom has fallen off the map. Andre Cronje has left, came back, left again.
It was
a
only
big hack.
2 months ago was the hack, right?
Yes.
Something like that.
30 cents. Is this a good buy? You think Phantom is a high risk, high reward play that people maybe should consider? Because we're looking at
me personally, I'm staying away from it, but it does have a lot of upside potential. I think it cracked the top 20 at the all-time high. Don't take my word for it, but I remember it had ton of movement, ton of interest, and everybody was talking about Phantom back in 2021. And could it get back to where it was? I think it can.
really.
But the concerning part is that they have a tarnished reputation. What they're offering in DeFi, you can find in the Ethereum ecosystem. Now, is Ethereum going to be scalable and have low transaction fees? Because that's where Phantom fit in, right? It offered clean user interface,
Mainly
uh,
DeFi.
yeah, clean user interface in DeFi, and it was an alternative to the Binance smart chain and the Ethereum ecosystem.
Yeah.
And so that's where it fit in. But now here's what's happening. Everything else is upgrading.
Well, you got Solana now too, right?
That's where I'm getting at. Everyone else is upgrading. And so what DeFi sector are they going to capitalize that you can't get from the competitors? And with their reputation having some blemishes, with some of the founders or some people that were in the circles like Andre Cronje, with them exiting, it's not as appealing as it once was. And so for me, I'm not vibing with its resurgence because of the competition. So I'd be hesitant. But I will say this, that DeFi is going to be the biggest long-term play in crypto. That's what
Robert,
what Bitcoin is created
You
for.
also got to remember the main guy for Phantom, the founder, Andre Cronje, the godfather of DeFi.
Well, he wasn't the founder. He was brought in shortly after it was founded, and so he's not like the original development team, but he's been there from the start. He came in shortly after. He exited one time. He came back. He exited again, and he's almost like a consultant, right? A consultant with a seat at the table. And I don't put much weight on him being there, in my personal opinion.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, 100%.
And it goes into their investment decision.
The first time he left, the price of the Phantom token dumped.
Yeah.
When he came back, it didn't pop back up much at all. So I don't know.
Okay.
I think it was just more hype. I think it was because at the time people were freaking out trying to figure out what to do with their tokens. He left and they're like, oh, there's fire, see smoke, they run. So
all right. Going back to the coin market calendar, we have, if you're an Arbitrum investor, they are doing an AMA today at 5 p.m. UTC on Twitter. So make sure to check that out. Also, Fetch AI is now available on OKX for perpetual swaps. This is a tweet from Fetch AI. Exciting news. Live on OKX, perpetual swaps for up to 20x leverage, margin trading, and simple earn. I have a decent bag of Fetch AI. That is my AI play. Decided I know a lot of people like SingularityNet. My play is Fetch AI. I really like what they're doing, and I believe in their roadmap. And so I'm pretty bullish on that. We also have priority migration for Chainlink staking. That is going to be happening over the next 10 days or so. And then going here from the actual Chainlink website, just a little timeline. Tomorrow, there'll be priority migration, which the V1 stakers will have the opportunity to migrate their stake and rewards. The period will begin and last for 9 days, during which they can choose to migrate all or a portion of their staking rewards and staked link to the V2 with guaranteed access. Then December 7th, early access, those who qualify. And then December 11th will be general access. Robin, Chainlink, I'm super bullish on Chainlink. I haven't shut up about it. When this V2 staking goes live, right? And the demand for the Link token continues, and now people decide that I'm going to stake my Chainlink, right? December 11th, general public, I'm going to stake my Chainlink. Could we see a $25, $30 Chainlink by the end of the year?
where's the price at right this moment?
$14.
14? Yeah, by the end of the year, sure. I don't put too much, but I think the market itself is gonna rally. And so for me, I think regardless of staking, Chainlink, I think at the end of the year, hold on. End of the year is only a month away.
Wait, what?
End of the year is only a month away.
Yeah.
You got me thinking it was months away.
No.
I don't know. You know what? I don't think 25 to 30. Nah, it's not going to get there. My apologies. In the next few months, I think so. The next 2 months, 3 months, I think that you can see a $25, $30 chain link. I just don't see it. It already had a big rally. I mean, look at this. The 1 month chart, it went from $10 up to 14. So for the most part, about a 50% run up just in the last month. And then just look at this 1 year chart, man. Outperforming Bitcoin as of lately. You have a $7 chain link. It was down to $6. It was at $6 for so long, and now well over 2x from even where it was, a 2x from where it was on October 17th. So about 40 days ago, it's still rallying hard. So for that reason, I think it might be a little overbought, or at least overbought to get it to $25, $30. I think it might have ran out of pumps in the short term, in the next 3 to 4 weeks. I just don't put much. I don't put much into the staking, because we saw it with Ethereum, right? When they had the staking, the unlock, and then people were staking. The price never really dramatically moved. I mean, there was news, the upgrade and the staking coming this day. You'd see the price move 5-10%, but you're not seeing a 2x out of Ethereum because of staking news or staking going live or unlock or whatever it is. So I think the same, even to a lesser extent, because Ethereum is such a big name. People were waiting for the staking for so long, or waiting for the unlock for staking for so long, that it was a big news article. I don't think that people are on the edge of their seats waiting for staking services from Chainlink. People are going to use it. Will it affect the market? Absolutely. Will the price move in correlation to staking? Sure. Will it move to by a factor of 2x on the price? Nah. Sorry. At least not in a 1 month or 2 month.
So you're being a bear.
I'm realistic.
No, you're a bear.
And you're
Rocco, do we have bear sounds? What does this bear sound make? Oh, that's a bull. That's a bull. And then one more thing on this CoinMarket calendar, my friends. If you're into gaming, Illuvium will be releasing their beta 3. That is happening tomorrow. I kind of spoke with Rob before the show if he's ever played Illuvium. I think he said no.
No, I haven't.
But big partnership with Epic Games, as they're live on their store. And then again, as this tweet says here, the moment you've all been waiting for, Illuvium Beta 3 PvP is coming. While you can't download it just yet, add it to your wish list and brace for impact. Early access, exposure to over 180 million users on Epic's ecosystem. Any thoughts on this, Robin, or the gaming sector as a whole before we move on?
There's a lot of traction going on with that with Illuvium. I know
Their token,
their community.
You know what?
Around.
If we look at the token, this thing rallied. I mean, 100. We looked at this last week, Robin. It was at $88. So it is over $112, all-time high for Illuvium. Got all the way up to $1,800. Excuse me, $1,800. So about a 14-15x from here. Is this the next Axie Infinity? We saw Axie Infinity massively rally, right? Not only their Axie token, but their Smooth Love Potion, which was essentially their gaming ecosystem token. What are your thoughts on Illuvium, Robin? Is this something that you maybe have your eye on, or maybe people should have their eye on?
Maybe if people start playing the game, who the hell knows? I do have some gameplay footage here if you want to pull it up, Rocco. But looks like it looks similar to the Fortnite. You drop in here, and so
Oh, cool. This is Illuvium?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
it
Kind of like Fortnite. I'm
Yeah,
not a
it's
big
got-
gamer, so I
had the Fortnite feel to it. Now, as far as
What are your thoughts on we talk
it-
about it just doesn't look like a big AAA game, doesn't have that feel. Do you think this is kind of maybe a little more advanced than some of the other games we've seen from some of the other projects?
it visually it looks that way. Now, now to say it's not a battle royale game, so even though you drop in, um, it might have that visual feel. It's very different than what we're typically used to with Fortnite and other battle royales. But open world. I don't know. It looks cool. I like it, man. I think it has a lot of lot of possibility.
Cool.
But because the thing is, the competition is trash. Trash. Absolute garbage. That's what we've seen in the blockchain gaming, and we've seen some garbage projects that are completely underdeveloped or just basically a pipe dream of saying, "Hey, one day we're going to have a metaverse, and one day we'll have this," and people are dropping billions of dollars into those ecosystems. And so if here you have an actual product that's playable on a platform that, well, anybody can download on a computer and play the same way they download all the other games on a computer.
When's going to be the game that gets on a console, right? PS5, Xbox.
It's not about console exclusivity. And so you got to you got to be able to have cross play. That's where it's at. And if we've seen, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, but if you ever played Halo, it was really only available on Xbox. But the growth never could get that big because it was cornered right into that market. And so you saw something like Call of Duty, for example, they were on PlayStation, Xbox, computer, and then you let everybody play. So if my cousin or my friend or coworker has a PlayStation, I have an Xbox, you can still play the same game. And if you don't have to worry about, hey, do you have you have a PlayStation? Do you have an Xbox? So I don't know.
Okay, cool. I do want to share a little bit of potentially concerning macro news. Zhang Ji, one of China's biggest asset managers, declares insolvency. Zhangji Enterprise Group, one of China's biggest asset managers with numerous subsidies, is now officially insolvent, which means they don't have money. The group has 460 billion yuan, which is about $65 billion in liabilities, but only $29 billion in assets, leaving it with a shortfall of $36 billion. Guys, just put in perspective. People call FTX the largest scandal, right? And they were $8 billion in the hole. These guys are $36 billion in the hole. $36 billion in the hole. It offered high yield accounts to thousands of wealthy investors, with a group pooling those funds to invest in real estate, stocks, and bonds, in particular, unfinished properties, extending finance to property developers, even Evergrande. We saw what happened to Evergrande. We saw what happened to Country Garden. They both went belly up. The property market has crashed in China, with now clearly spreading to finance since August, when Zhongrong International Trust, which was partially owned by Zhangji, missed their bond payments. Zhongrong is estimated to have 108 billion in assets, with another firm, Datang, also failing to make payments. Now, we know the Chinese markets are pretty substantial when it comes to cryptocurrency. Could this kind of spill over into the crypto markets as people maybe start to pull some of their investments from crypto to kind of save face on their bad investment with companies like this? Who knows? That remains to be seen, but still should be on your radar, something to look out for. With that being said, Robin, let's go and take a look at where the markets are. I know we kind of looked at some of the tokens, but definitely want to see where Bitcoin is, and I do have a chart here as well once we get into that.
All right, Bitcoin lost the 37,000 mark. This morning, it was a lot further away from 37 support. Here you can see I woke up this morning and we were at 37.3, 37.4. And then we have underneath the 37K mark. But on the 7-day, we're still trading in this channel, so nothing too big. On the month, you can see that we started a month ago or 30 days ago at 34,000. So we're still in the right direction. And then on the 1-year chart, you can see that we're gradually getting to back to all-time highs. I do think within 3-4 months, with the approval of the ETF, which I think is locked in, we will get back up to at least 55,000 in my personal opinion. Now, looking at the broader markets, you do have the biggest movers today Gala up 3.5%. Axie Infinity, I know we lightly touched on that when we were discussing Illuvium, also up 3%. Axie still in the top 50, well, right outside the top 50. Gala, I think Gala is such a sexy play compared to Axie Infinity. They have such a wider catalog. Obviously, Axie is dependent on their one game. Gala has a catalog of games and a thriving ecosystem. So, market cap, if you take the market cap into consideration, Gala is looking good. Also, Dogecoin up.
Real quick on
0.6%.
Gala,
Yeah, what's up?
real quick. If Gala is the top gaming ecosystem project, right? Can they get to 50 billion market cap?
What they need is one game to pop off, and so that's what the catalog is about, right? You have more potential, right? You can sit here and create 20 games, but if all the games have, I don't know, less than optimal users playing them, you're not gonna pop off. You can add another 20 if it doesn't matter. You can go from 20 to 40, but if you don't have that big game, that headline game that everyone wants, then you're still gonna be in the same spot. Now, because you have a catalog, you have a diversity, you have more bets out there, you have more horses in the race. And so if you have only Axie Infinity, you only have the one game, then at that point, if people lose interest in that game, you're done. And if Gala has 15, 20 different games from top level studios that made them with diverse teams, then you have more of a likelihood that one of them will pop off. And that's what's appealing to me about Gala. It's not that I think, hey, they got a diverse portfolio of games, they're more likely to get the $50 billion market cap. I look at it like, hey, they got more games, they got the more likelihood of getting one of these things to be popping off and getting people outside of crypto space playing it. That's what you need. You need people that don't know anything about crypto playing one of their games. And then they're like, oh, hey, I can keep my skin. That's kind of cool. And I can move it from one game to another. They don't have no idea that it's an NFT. They got no idea that they use crypto to purchase it.
That's what a lot of people say is, as blockchain becomes more integrated with everything, including gaming, people are not even going to realize they're dealing with the blockchain or dealing with NFTs or dealing with crypto tokens. And then when they realize it, it's going to be, oh, okay, cool.
Does
cool.
anybody know how the hell Zelle works?
Yes.
How does it work?
The Swift system.
They don't use the Swift system on Zelle. Those are for international. But no, Zelle is simply a ledger shared between the banks. That's all it is. But it also gets pretty complex. We don't know what's under the hood. We don't know who's powering it. We don't know what companies are running the ledger. We don't know what servers are. We don't care. I sent you $20. Did you get it?
Yeah.
I Zelled it to you. Oh, I cash apped you.
You owed me 25 actually.
I cash apped you $100. Did you get it? Yeah.
No,
cool.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters. And so when it comes to using crypto or getting adoption, a lot of times it's the same thing. Hey, I played a game. I tried to buy the skin. I used whatever token that was on there. I bought it. Did I get the skin? Cool. There was no problems. I didn't mess up. Cool. Oh, awesome. That's it. That's how you're going to get
simple.
market. You're going to get market adoption by people using something and not really caring about what rails it was on. If I want to send some money over to somebody in Japan or in Africa and I use XLM or XRP or whatever, at the end of the day, I just want to go on my bank account and be like, send. Did it go? Cool. Awesome. I don't care what technology used it.
Speaking of sending, Bitcoin might be sending. I do have a Bitcoin chart here. So this is Bitcoin on the 1 hour, looking pretty bearish, but see here, nice little rally after we saw an inverted hammer coming at the bottom of this downtrend. This typically is a reversal signal, which we saw a massive green candle, but we found resistance at the conversion line, which is our 26-day moving average. Going on to the 4 hour though, things are looking better as we see a similar pattern, another inverted hammer at the bottom of a downtrend. So expect to see a reversal in this micro trend and expect to see resistance at this conversion line, which is right at 200. If we overcome that, we're looking at the baseline of $37,581. Zooming out a little more to the daily, finding support right in between this base and the conversion line. We see here the massive dump. We found support at this baseline, and then that's where we pumped up literally just identical candles, one green, one red. So expect long-term, still positive, right? Big cloud, which means a lot of volatility. So expect to see some good things happening from Bitcoin on the longer time frames. Moving on to Robin's favorite, Richard Hart. SEC faced challenges in serving legal notices to Hex founder Richard Hart. This source from Be In Crypto. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission says it has been unsuccessful in its attempts to serve Hex founder Richard Hart his lawsuit to appear in court. They accused Richard of securities fraud on July 31st, alleging he raised $1 billion through the sale of unregistered securities. It wasn't, man. It was a sacrifice, right, Deed? The largest free airdrop ever, all right? There are allegations that Hart currently resides in Finland. It's really cold up there. Why would he do that? Who knows?
Wow.
Furthermore, the SEC is facing difficulties in reaching him for legal serving processes. Robin, Richard Hart, Hex. Hex, where's Hex at, by the way? Let's take a look at Hex. Is Hex something? So Richard Hart said is more decentralized than Bitcoin. Ooh. Pulse Chain, Pulse X, all decentralized. So with that being said, should we even be concerned that the founder of this project could be going to jail? Is this potentially a good play at sub 1 penny, half of 1 cent on Hex? 0.005 did get to an all-time high, I believe, of 70 cents.
It was up there. I remember seeing it down as low as
Close to 50 cents, right?
It got as low as 0.02 or 0.03. I don't remember what the bottom was for that thing after the last bull market. But what I'll just say this. If you're interested in it is a riskier play with a lot of upside. At less than half a cent, there's a lot of upside to it. I just ask you this. If you decide to make a Hex play, this is from me. If you decide to make a Hex play, just do not stake it. Do not lock it up. That's all I'm asking you. There's the returns. If you believe in it so much, you think it's gonna sniff some kind of former all-time highs, even half of it. Even if it gets to 20 cents, that's still a 40x. If you decide to make a play on it, don't lock it up. It's got a lot of uncertainties. Richard Hart's on the run. If you think it's gonna come back, cool. It's one of those risky plays. And I've learned something in crypto. A lot of times I'll look at something and be like, why would anybody invest in that? And then, a few months later,
they invested in that.
Yeah. A few months later, no, it pops off and those people are looking like geniuses. You're like, the psychology of the markets, man, I just don't get it sometimes. And so I could see it, but just don't lock it up for 7 years or 4 years.
What about
or
15
6
years?
months or whatever the hell these degens are doing over there. Just that way you need it, you can draw on it. Or if it starts hitting all-time highs again and you're sitting on millions of dollars worth of profit from your original entry, like scrape some of that off the table.
Don't be an idiot. Don't be a dummy. Don't put any money in Hex. Please, for the love of God. What do you think is going to happen when all these people's tokens are going to lock? You think they're going to relock them? No. They're going to dump them. And it's going to go to sub penny cents. It's going to go to 000. It's going to turn into Luna Classic.
Luna Classic is rallying today.
Why? I don't care. There's so many good projects out there. Why even mess with something like Hex? Please.
I'm just saying, if you do, just don't lock it up. At least do that.
No, don't. Just don't. Don't touch it. Please do yourselves a favor. Then we have this. Some good news. Bitcoin inflows. Crypto funds attract largest weekly inflows in 2023 as Bitcoin short sellers start to capitulate. Bitcoin fund inflows surpassed $1.5 billion this year amid signs of short seller capitulation. Crypto investment funds last week attracted their largest net inflows, extending their strongest run since the 2021 bull market, as anticipation for a spot ETF continued to entice investors. Meanwhile, short Bitcoin funds, which seek to profit from declining prices, saw their third week of outflows, showing a sign of capitulation from short sellers. And this is the volume from CoinShares. This is great. They come out, publish this every single Monday. $311 million flowing into Bitcoin in this week, past week alone, bringing the month-to-date total to close to $1 billion, year-to-date at 1.5. That is just Bitcoin. Another 33.5 million in inflows into Ethereum, and then Solana at 3.5 million. And as the article mentioned, $346 million net inflow into the entire crypto ecosystem. Very, very bullish. Now, which countries? Canada leads the way at $200 million and followed by Germany, $101 million. This is what we love about crypto, guys. Doesn't matter what the U.S. decides to do. Crypto is borderless. Crypto does not care about Gary Gensler, nor does it care about Joe Biden and the U.S. government, because it's available in all countries that have internet. So, Robin, is this going to be like the biggest bull run ever?
The biggest bull run ever?
It has to be, right?
If
Retail shows up next to institutions with the spot ETF,
will it cross former all-time highs? Will it be a higher market cap?
Obviously.
Yes. So will it be a biggest bull run ever?
gains though,
Percentage-wise, no. You can't top 2020 in the massive.
No, you
turn
can't
that
top
they
like 2012 was 9,000.
had. I'm just saying that at some point the market slows down, right? At some point. But institutions
You're a
are
bear
coming
today,
in.
bro. I don't like
The
this.
institutions are coming in. Institutions are coming in. So that's the real money. I just think that institutions run slower than retail. And so the euphoria you get in retail, people just they see one of their friends make money. They got some uncle or cousin telling them how much money they made on some coin, and they just start following just blindly. And when you get to institutions, they're not gonna just throw that much capital as far as percentage wise. They're not gonna just blindly just make moves because of some breaking news. They're gonna look at it as an investment. They're gonna take their time. And so I do think that percentage wise, it'll be longer, right? I think the next bull run lasts way longer. I think instead of getting these 1.5 year bull markets, I think you're gonna get a 2.5, a 3.5, maybe a 4 year bull market. I think that is something that's more likely. It's gonna be longer, more sustained, longer play. That's the camp that I lay in, but not sure. So.
Robin, why don't you give some love to the chat?
All right. If you are new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. We got Lee K, Retail Crypto News, Mr. Pushapa, K Factor, and also Matt Dorez, Suvasali Roy. Love y'all names. To all of you. Hola! Welcome to Cincinnati Crypto. If you are new here, say hello so we can drop that hola back at you. Also, we got 220 viewers. We've officially crossed the 50% like ratio. It is still not too late to hit the like. We're still right around 50%. So 1 out of every 2 viewers have not done their part in validating this show. Also, Stacker O Things came in with the last minute with the H on the hola.
Drop that H, bro.
It's up.
We don't
It's
do
the
H around
Portuguese
here.
hola up in here.
Yeah.
OLA. You know there's that Good Humor ice cream.
Ooh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
The Good Humor ice cream in Portugal is called Ola. You know, yeah, just spelled just like that.
Wow.
You know,
Thank you for that ice cream lesson, Robin.
I love.
Let's have the ice cream with the finger, like you show the wine. at the beginning.
It's a finger tornado ice cream, yes. Guys, we're also live on Twitch, Rumble, and Twitter. So if you're watching us there, say hello. And we'll,
See, this is the ice creams here in Portugal. Look at this.
Oh, okay. We have different versions.
Yeah, they got all these.
what is Ben and Jerry's called? The Ben and Jerry?
Yeah, so they got all these cones. These cones are my favorite right here, man. If you had to pick a cone, which one are you going with?
I'm going with the fudge.
You
man.
going with the chocolate The fudge
the
or the
fudge.
strawberry? See, I'll
Fudge.
go with strawberry all day.
I'm a fudge kind of guy.
Let me know in the chat.
Bro, Magnums, bro. Those Magnums are fire.
Bro, these
The
Magnums.
white chocolate raspberry?
Is this white chocolate raspberry? All right, chat. If you were to pick one of these ice creams here, what are you going with? Oh, man, these Calipios, man. You're at the beach?
Oh, the
Calipio.
Chalipios.
Calipos, whatever they're called. I don't know.
We call it Calippo, Nito.
Calipo? Yeah, those things are good, man. They always got like some new flavors out too, man.
Like the biscotto, the one like the sandwich.
Yeah, this is bringing back some memories. The Eppas,
Yeah.
this was the one that all the kids had. A little bubble gum at the bottom.
Calippo
Bubble gum
Calippo.
always will break your teeth when you got to it.
Ooh.
But
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Well,
again, why is Ben and Jerry's up here, man? America, get out of here. Leave my Portugal alone.
hola.
Hola. We shared some positive Bitcoin news. I want to share some potentially disturbing news. Non-US Bitcoin miner gets caught censoring transactions. This is from the Defiant. So, the Bitcoin community is up in arms after news broke that a non-US mining pool was excluding OFAC-sanctioned transactions. A project had flagged 6 excluded transactions during September and October, although 2 of these from the Via BTC and Foundry pools, which, by the way, Foundry is owned by DCG, which is owned by Barry Silbert, were likely false positives, he wrote. 4 transactions were excluded. So out of the 6, 4 were truly excluded from blocks. This appears to be the first time a non-U.S. actor has complied with U.S. sanctions and has drawn many to speculate about whether the Bitcoin blockchain is in fact censorship resistant. The F2 pool mining pool, which is based in China, was singled out as the firm excluding the OFAC sanctioned transactions. One of its co-founders, Chun Wang, confirmed the news when he posted on Twitter that the filtering patch had been disabled. He said it's only temporary, quote, until the community reaches a more comprehensive census on the topic. According to MEV Watch, 32% of Ethereum blocks are OFAC compliant, which is down from 51% back in August, and nearly 80% when it first went to proof of stake. Robin, what are your thoughts here, man?
The U.S. leave Bitcoin alone.
Not the US.
Leave Portuguese
It's
ice
not the
cream
U.S.
alone.
Non-U.S.
Yeah, this is the non-U.S. Bitcoin miner is following sanctions by the U.S.
Correct.
So they're trying to be compliant with U.S. regulation. That's why is a Bitcoin miner trying to be compliant with U.S. regulation? What are y'all doing, man? Did you not read the white paper? Peer to peer, not peer to peer here and there when the U.S. don't. Stop it.
Peer to peer here and there.
Yeah, I don't got much to say. I'm just disappointed
Is
there.
it concerning?
But here's the thing: it doesn't change. The transaction still went through. The Bitcoin network still worked. Now, whether or not you stamp that thing in the block or whatever, the transaction still went through. So don't think that all of a sudden the transaction got reversed, didn't go through. It still went through. The Bitcoin network works, but shame on you miners for trying to be funny over here.
Is this something that should be a growing concern, Robin?
Yes, but not in the concern that something will be wrong with the Bitcoin network, right? It's not a concern that the U.S. is going to bully the Bitcoin into looking like something different. Bitcoin's going to operate like Bitcoin does. It's going to let you send from one address to the other. It's going to be exactly what we know. But it's concerning how much reach the U.S. has into the crypto markets, how much influence they have, how much leverage they have when they are.
That's the benefit of
Trying to
being the world
subpoena
reserve
people.
currency because you can go start sanctioning people's bank accounts.
And realistically, it's, if you're a publicly traded company, I know this one's not, but I'm just saying you're a publicly traded company. If the U.S. comes to you and says, hey, you need to do this, I mean, what are you supposed to do? I mean, you're a publicly traded company. You have to pay by U.S. rules. U.S. says, hey, don't validate these transactions or don't include them in your block. It's interesting.
It is interesting, brother.
Very interesting.
All right, guys, want to give one last shout out to our channel sponsor, CAMS, Blue Wire Technology. You want to learn how they can help your business scale, grow, maximize your IT networking and cybersecurity? Visit bluewiretech.com. Also, big thank you to all of you watching on all of our mediums. Again, we're live on Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. Go subscribe to us there, guys. Sin City Crypto on all platforms. And if you're not following us on Twitter, we're at Sin City Crypto 1. Also, tomorrow is Rate My Portfolio Day. I have not picked one. So submit your portfolios, DM us on Twitter, or send us an email at admin@sincitycrypto.io. And then we'll pick one, and we'll rate it on tomorrow's show. All we need is percentages, total value of your portfolio, and, of course, what your goals are. And we will give it our honest rating. Gentlemen, any parting words before we part ways with our community?
Adios.
You know, we took 2 extra days off last week. I felt like I was cheating on our community. Community, I'm sorry. I missed you guys. We love you. But we're back in full force, baby. We got Robin's birthday on Wednesday.
You know, you didn't cry even once today.
I didn't what once?
No crying.
You can go with your finger to me.
More turkey for you.
No more turkey. No more turkey.
Sin City
Gobble,
Crypto.
gobble.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Until next time. Peace.
Sin City Crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.